Alright, so hopefully as I take you through this little thing about socrative of how to really use it in your classroom, you won't feel like swords crashing or you don't want to really go through all that process. So here we go, St. Paul. Let's have fun with this and let's enjoy learning about socrative and how we can really... Alright, so for all those who new to socrative, the first thing you would do is click down here where it says get free account. You're going to put in your name, information, and go through all that process. Now, down here where it says organization type, once you put in your country, USA, it will allow you to click K-12, put in the zip code. If you put in the school zip code, it's not going to find St. Paul, but if you go all the way down to the bottom, you can click school not listed, and we'll put in St. Paul Catholic High School, and put in teacher, not administrator. And now if you are administrator, you can click administrator or IT or whatever and click submit, and it will create your account. All right, so after you set up your class, this is what your like main dashboard will look like. You'll have a room ID up here, which you can change to anything you want. If you want to change that, you can come over here to settings, under click my profile, and you could change your room name to whatever you want. I usually just put a room, but I'm just going to put my initials, hit submit, and now my room number will change to that. All right, so there's a couple different options you have. You have start a quiz, quick question, space race, and exit ticket. I really rarely use exit ticket thing, but you can if you want to. These other three I'll be going through in detail on how to set up a quiz. So right now I want to show you how to put a quiz in the system and a real easy way to do that. All right, for many of us, we have quizzes that we already have set up on either Word or Excel or possibly even PDFs. I have a little template that I'll be sharing with all of you guys, and so if you want to just, let's say I want this question here, number 3, and I want to put that in my quiz. So I'm just going to copy that. I have an Excel template here. All right, and all you do is up here, put the name. Down here, it'll bring down a little box, question type. All you have to do is select whether it's either open-ended or multiple choice. This one is open-ended. And now I can just simply paste my question in, and there is my first quiz question that I'll easily be able to import into socrative. All right, let's say now I want this multiple choice word problem here. Once again, I'm just going to copy that, paste it over. This one is a multiple choice. I'm just going to simply paste the question. It doesn't even have to be, and I'm just going to put my answers in. All right, so now I have the multiple choice question in here. So I have the multiple choice, I have the full question, and my multiple choice. So I'm just going to, those are really the two different types. I'm going to name this one, let's say Chapter 3 Quiz, and save it. All right, one other thing I want to show you guys that's really useful that some of you may not use, but this Windows snipping tool that all of us do have on our laptops or possibly on your computers at home. If you ever have a PDF or even anything on the internet that you just want to be able to copy and put somewhere else, you have options to be able to snip it. Well, what I want to do is I want to be able to freeform snip because I don't want this question 4, so I'm just going to go right around all of the words. Oops, and you got to make sure you do it good. All right, so now that you have a couple quizzes put in here, if you want to, if you can go over here to where it says Manage Quizzes, I can just click on Manage Quizzes and simply import a quiz. Now I'm just going to go and find my file. I can either get it from another teacher, so if you have several different teachers that are using kind of the same quiz, only one really has to do it, and then you can simply get the quiz number from them and import it that way, or you can find where you put your file and import it that way. So now wherever you wanted to start your quiz, you can just click Start Your Quiz, select which one you want. I'm going to select my Chapter 3 quiz, and I can either do it student paced where we have immediate feedback, student paced where students still go through, at teacher paced. I kind of like the teacher paced to where, and you could have it, different settings, disable student names, randomize the question order, however you want to go through these different options. I would always suggest Me personally, depending on how you're doing it, if you're going to be posting it up on your board, disable the student names so nobody sees whose questions, who answered what. If you're doing it and want to kind of, you could do the randomized question order, that would definitely help. I kind of like the teacher paste. And I usually always disable student feedback. And so let's do that. Let's hit start. And then you'd be able to see, all right, here's the questions. Once you had students in the room, you would see how many students answered. Once their answers are here, you'd be able to see what they started to answer and be able to see them come in live. Okay, they answered, they answered, they answered. You'd see all the students' names start populating here. And once they're done, you can say, so we help next, and then go to the next question and see all of that. And you can even click if it's multiple choice here. Once they've all answered, let's say, all right, well, how did everybody do? Well, it'll tell you how many answered what particular question, 25% here, 30% B. Let's say all of them answered D, which is the right answer. You can click how did we do, and it shows you D was the correct answer. If they all got it right, good. But if they all picked, most of them picked question, C, and there's like 75% that picked question C. Well, let's see, why did they pick C? Maybe it was they forgot a minus or whatever. And that would be the type of quiz. You have different options. Once you click finish on a quiz, you can get the report. You can view the chart. So let's view the chart. Let's see, all right, question 1, we got class totals, who did what. And you can go back and get the actual report sent to you as an Excel file. And I'll show you guys that during our training as well. All right, there's also this space race option that we'll go through a little bit in our training as well. So you can click that, select which quiz you want to come up as your space race, how many teams you want. So this could be whatever. For our training thing we're going to do 7 teams. So I'm going to do 7 teams. You can either do auto-assigned teams or you can do student select teams. Whichever way you want to do that. Auto-assign, it's going to tell who's in what blue, green, red. Student select teams, that would be my suggestion, say student select teams, because then you could be managing who's in blue, who's in team 1, who's in team 2, and I'll show you what that means. Hide student right, wrong feedback. Yes, we are going to hide that. Usually you can experiment yes or no, whichever way you like. Let's hit start. All right, once students start answering questions, and we'll play with this during during our training, you'll start to see that they populate blue team, magenta, lime, peach, violet, teal, indigo. And this is where you could say, all right, you 3 students are in blue group, you 3 students are in magenta, you 3 are in lime, and they would sign up and initiate which group they had to be in if you did it as student selected. So they would have to select that they're in blue. They would have to select that they're in magenta. They'd have to select that they're in lime. And it gives you a little bit more control of who's in what team. And as they start to answer them, the more correct, the more the rocket ship goes across the screen. And once again, once they're all done, you hit finish. And you could get the report in an Excel file. You could view the chart of how they did on each question as a class whole. And my favorite feature of Socrative is this quick question, because it's one that you don't have to spend the time building a quiz into the system. Something, especially if you wanted to use it for a startup activity or something maybe towards the end of your class period, and you have like 5 minutes left of class, and you need to go ahead and make sure that all the students understood what you did for that particular class. You could just already have a question written up on the board or on a PowerPoint, and you could hit click question, whether it's multiple choice, true, false, short answer. So once again, you have the question up on the board already. Let's say it's a multiple choice question. You would have that already up on the board or in front of them, whether it's from your book maybe. And then they would start answering the question, and you would start to see their results. You could go on, say you wanted to have a couple of different questions. Let's put a short answer question as question number 2. They're single responses, so let's hit start. And here's another question that they could still go through and answer. If you wanted to add another one, you would just hit start and add another one. And let's click finish. Let's get our report. Or we could view chart, and you could email it or download it. Whichever option, if you click email, it would go to whatever email you signed up on Socrative with. All right. Well, I hope this all helps you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I'll be happy to help you whenever I can. God bless and